Hey, Cory Geiger and Neil Rudel back for another season of our PSU Pressers. We just got finished talking with James Franklin, some of the players. Man, there's a lot of hype around this team for as long as you've covered this team, and you've covered some outstanding teams over the years. Do you remember, this kind of hype? When's the last time you remember this kind of hype at the beginning?
That's a good question. I'd say maybe go back to 94. I mean, everybody knew they were going to be really good the way they ended 93, 99. But that wasn't offensive hype. That was defensive hype with Arrington, Courtney Brown, and the great defense that they brought in, Brandon Short. But no question, they're ranked as high as they've been since that era. So it should be a lot of fun. I think that the real fascinating part is look where everything was a year ago.
Yeah.
So many questions, uncertainty, and the program, James Franklin's contract extension, I think, is understandable and deserving. And they're kind of all the way back and to where Penn State always used to be in the conversation, at least aspiring to be Big Ten and national champion.
All right, so this is a really good team that should have a really good offense. So there's a reason they're ranked number 6 in the country. But the thing about it is everything went their way last year. And Murphy's Law, things kind of even out a little bit. They're going to be the hunted now. They're not the hunters. When you go into every place you play, you're going to have a number 6 ranking. Now you're going to get everybody's best shot. How do you think this group will handle that?
Yeah, I think it's fair that people snuck up on them, that they snuck up on people, particularly Ohio State. I mean, Ohio State's been in here a couple years in the last 2 trips with a 2-touchdown lead in the second half and hasn't been able to put Penn State away. So no question, they can't sneak up. It's a little different type of mindset. Joe Nastasi on our Nitwit show, I thought, made a really good point. They may win 42-14 and people don't think they necessarily looked all that great. They're going to be facing a different line of questioning than they have in the past just because the expectations are so high. They're going to have to handle that. And I just think that that's going to be a different type of mindset than so far that they've been used to.
All right, we're going to get to our picks here in just a moment, but there's going to be a lot of discussion about Saquon Barkley this year. I'm guessing there has not been, throughout this program's history, a player that has had as much Heisman hype in the preseason as Saquon. How does he handle that? How do you think they get him involved? I mentioned catching the ball a little bit more. Do you think that'll be in play? Do you think in special teams returning some kickoffs will be more in play?
I think they're going to do that because I think they're going to want to continue to spread out and not let people gang up on him in an I formation because everybody is. That's going to be their top priority, to stop Barkley. Which is going to bode well for the wideouts. You lost Godwin, was your go-to guy. Let's see who emerges there. I mean, Blacknall didn't end the year well, but he had a great game against Wisconsin. Tompkins has been good at times. Jasicki's a great target. I think it's going to open up for those guys. I'm curious to see what Joe Moorhead does in the passing game, how often they target Barkley, because you can't run too many fly routes with him without wearing them out.
Yeah, I'd like to see him catch some more screens, 1 or 2 screens and get him in the flat. All right, so your score prediction for Akron?
I actually picked it 41-13. I was surprised that it was a 33-point line. It just seems a tad high. I mean, Penn State may want to try to put 50 or 60 on them. They could. Akron had a decent offense at times last year, so I said 41-13. That's not your score.
Mine's 42-13. I kid you not. When you said 42-14, we disagree a lot. But when you said 42-14 and they might not be all that impressive, I've got 42-13 and they might not be all that impressive. It's the first game. I think the offense could have some issues a little bit here and there, but they're still going to score a lot of points and they should still win easily. But I was a little surprised the line's as high as 33. That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious on the defense. I mean, they have a lot of seniors, and most of these guys are seniors, 9 out of 12, I think. But I think there's some question marks there. The secondary is all seniors, so we're losing John Reed. Let's see how the secondary holds up to that.
All right. For Neil, I'm Cory. We've got our new intern, Thomas Schlarp, with us. He'll be with us all season as well. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be here each and every week.